Okay, so we're getting into where this patch of potatoes is. You can see there's a stake down here. It says Kennebec on it. I'll have to look and see what the other ones are. But I don't know if you can hear this. I'll be quiet and you tell me if you can hear this. This patch of weed is going to seed or getting pollen on it. I don't know how it works with this stuff. But we have honeybees. And this thing is full of those honeybees. So we're going to have to be careful as we go. I'm going to try only to yank weeds back to the back of these rows, and I'm going to leave everything else for right now because they're obviously storing up for winter, and we don't want to mess with that. We like our honeybees. An earlier video how bad the weeds were, and then what was going on with our honeybee population, which we're going to try and not disturb. I need to mow all this down, but I'm going to wait until they stop going up in there and eating because they're obviously getting ready for winter.
So why, you're seeing a bunch of honeybees up in here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I tried to get in close where maybe we could hear them. But yeah, they were noisy a little while ago. So, me and the helper here, Mr. Patience himself, are going to use the machine and dig the first row and see if we can dig these without tearing them up. It is in the 90s, and digging these by hand is...
It's not in the 90s yet, though, I don't think.
So, here we go.
It will be for sure.
What we can do. Ready, Bubba?
And the other reason Dave used the machine to pull the weeds out without digging into the ground because there's been snakes in there, and I refuse to go in there. I mean, I can handle a snake, but I don't want to go in blindly. So, yeah, this was all overgrown. Our potatoes died back. We weren't able to dig them. And you can see we still have our signs up. Right. Hope you can see it. There's one there, and then there's one over there. Kennebecs. Now, Sarah and I did not really want to do it this way because we don't want potatoes damaged. But, I don't know. Ah, potatoes! I see potatoes! They're not very big, but I see potatoes. So these two tires, Shiva's blocking one of them. She's eating the weeds out of the one for me. You can see the tag in there. And then the diagonal tire to it over there are where we planted potatoes. Again, these should have been dug up a long time ago, but homesteading happens, and we've been so busy with farmers markets and other projects around the farmstead with the house and fencing and animals that sadly we did not get to these today. That tire back there actually doesn't have any dirt in it, so this shouldn't take me too long. It's just the two tires. I wanted to see how they grew in them and how many we get. Oh, so we got, I should probably say, it's the dark red Norland, and that tire back there is Gold Rush. And then for digging, I don't even know where I got this box from. Somebody somewhere. We're going to put the potatoes in here. I'll keep them separated. Got a little divider in there for me. Separated by variety, although it should be easy for these because one's red, one's gold. And then I'll put them in there and we'll get started. I moved you a little closer. My first one, not so big, but there are potatoes in here. Ooh! Now these potatoes that we're digging, we do the farmer's market. We've been selling potatoes, but this batch of potatoes we're digging, I don't know if we're going to sell these or keep these for the winter. Because if we don't keep them, we might end up having to buy potatoes, and that just seems kind of pointless when you grow your own food. if we sell it all, we'll have to discuss that. I believe I put, I'd have to go back and watch the old video, and you could too. I think I put like 6 potato pieces in each of these, if I remember correctly. Digging up potatoes is always fun and exciting, because you don't know what you got until you get in here. Alright, let me try and get in here. I am not going to tackle these weeds. I'm going to hope there's no spiders or snakes in here, because that's one of the reasons Dave is using the excavator to get all those weeds out, because apparently he saw snakes going in there, and so Mom won't go in there. This is why you don't let things get overgrown. It is definitely, the wild will take back its land in a garden if you do not keep it maintained. It's all dirt. Oh, I see a potato. Go. 2 popped up pretty quickly. Now these are the Gold Rush. Splinter from something. Got some more. I even keep these baby ones. Sometimes they survive to the following year and get the eyes on them. And I just plant those right in the ground, and they produce potatoes sometimes. So that's what I got in the tires. That is not great. I mean, that's probably 3 meals worth of potatoes. So it's not great. You know, I could have done 2 tires stacked up. Maybe I should have done that. I've grown potatoes in tires in previous years and not had great luck with it. I always go back to it and try it again every handful of years. Sorry, I'm sweaty. Every handful of years in hopes that maybe they'll do better. I always find I have to be careful, because if I stack too many tires up, they don't seem to get sun because the tires shade them. And then I have some that grow fast, some that grow slower. Now, if I'm not mounding them, maybe that doesn't matter. But I just think in-ground and raised beds is really how I prefer to grow our potatoes. But let's go see how Mom and Dave are doing. Same ones. Here is the box.
Not that we were able to do too much with it but I can see some.
We can't move it, so we're just leaving it where it is.
Yeah, I wasn't able to continue putting straw in it but had I been able to, I think it would have been better, done better. There's a bunch of ants in here.
That's it.
Be careful.
So it did grow some.
I don't know how many you put in there, though.
Yeah, I don't know. But you'd have to be able to mound up the dirt. And,
Yeah. We'll try a box maybe next year in a better location.
yeah, one that we can access. This became...
Board.
I'm just gonna... What do you got, Bubba? Thank you.
Nothing in there, right?
Yep.
Oh, I see a potato. See?
Yep.
Gold Rush. These were Gold Rush.
That, I think, is that a potato plant?
No.
Should we dump it?
Jack, where'd you
You
go,
should get
Bubba?
that spider out of there, though.
Yeah, spider would be fine if we dump it.
Jack, we lost a child.
No, he's over by the trailer. Yeah.
Okay. Get out of there, Spidey. Out. Out.
This is our comic relief.
I think he's heading home.
He might have had enough of this heat.
I think that's wishful thinking on Sarah's.
No, he does that when he...
Yeah, when
All
he's
right,
ready
you
to
want
go.
to dig in here with the...
Oh, there's...
There's one, there's one. Why don't, can we just dump it out?
It's good soil. There's one.
Yeah, why do we want to...
There's one.
Because then you can...
Gold Rush. Who planted gold? Did you ever
Sure did.
Gold Rush?
These are the ones, the
So-
Nordic and the Gold Rush. So my rows did not turn out well. They flooded.
But we got Kennebucks, red Pontiacs.
So they were too low.
They had to.
Well, remember when we first planted them, the next day we got 7 inches of rain?
Yeah.
Yep.
Where,
I have to
where
go-
did you put your backpack?
Oh, you got to dig down in there. Maybe we should just dump it. And then
Thank
scoop
you.
it back in there. I have to fan my child, though. Where's
Yes,
he?
go locate your child.
She's like, I was already playing in the dirt. Rosie, watch out. Go.
Rosie wants to help dig too.
Go on, Bubba.
Take
Get in
advantage
there.
now, Bubba.
Get
This
in
is
there.
one of the
Go
only
on.
times you get to play in the dirt.
Go on. Get. No, did you already pour too much dirt down your boots?
This poot's got to be full of dirt. About, don't you, Jack?
There you go.
Here's our littlest helper.
Oh, dang it.
Shit. I think we lost the potato.
No, we didn't. You keep covering it up. I'm watching you cover it.
Well, you're not being much of a help then, are
I'm
you?
videoing. Get that one
put
over
it
there
over
too.
there. I wanted to just dig in the bucket.
No, Jack, don't hit Grandma with the shovel. We don't hit people with the shovel on accident.
So our other mineral bucket actually still had
So we
plants alive. So here's this one.
We don't know.
And I think one of the potatoes sprouted. So we're just going to water this and leave it and see what happens.
And put some more dirt and straw in it, right?
Yeah, maybe we'll add a little more dirt and straw to it. So
Why don't we add that dirt to that?
we can, yeah. So, you want to go over what's what?
Yeah, so this is the red Pontiac. So our test of doing straw versus just dirt, we have no idea what we got out of what, honestly. So
I think it was even. I mean, it didn't
Yeah.
look like one row had more than the
yeah,
other.
that's very true. So I think it was pretty even. So, but these are red Pontiacs that we got.
For the effort of planting like this,
Here's the Irish cobblers.
I don't think it was worth it.
The test here with the dirt versus the straw, and we think that that was pretty even. Yeah. Unfortunately, the weed whacker broke and the weeds grew up, and then we all just kind of gave up on it and just let it do its thing. And but if we were to plant here again, I think now the soil has been worked, and if we pick some of the rocks out, it would do better next year. I don't know that we're going to plant here next year, but we'll see. So we have some red potatoes here.
The red Pontiac.
Yeah. We have Irish cobblers there.
Kennebecs.
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 And then some Yukon Golds over here.
So these ones we will not be selling. We will probably keep these for our
these
own.
are ours.
We don't eat, hold on. We don't eat tons of potatoes throughout the year. So even though this isn't a lot, this is probably, what, 8 to 12 meals easy used for stuff. And that's probably all we would use in the winter
Yeah.
anyway. So we're going to have to figure out how to store them. But first they have to be cured. So we have to lay them out. We'll probably lay them in the plant shack.
Yep.
Just on a table to let them.
And let them dry. What's up, Bean?
Oh, something big and green crawling on me. Let them dry.
Dirty face.
And then we're going to figure out how we're going to store them.
Try some
No
crawling on me.
light boxes. Something along those lines is probably how we'll store them when we use them. And we should probably store them separately so we know which keeps better.
One year we actually just left our potatoes in the ground. And during Thanksgiving we were digging them up.
I
So-
actually let potatoes go all the way to St. Patrick's Day the following year.
Yeah.
And that was in Illinois.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
where it really freezes. So that would probably work well here.
Yeah.
But, we were doing a test here, so we decided to dig it up.
Yeah, I think the mineral buckets could work really well. The mineral buckets, if they were maintained in an area where we could keep an eye on them and water them regularly.
Yeah.
And I think raised beds are still just the way to go. The ground is too rocky here
Yeah.
and hard. Raised beds, our soil is really nice in those raised beds.
Yeah, like I said before, though, I think, after the first year of doing them in the ground, your soil then becomes
Jack?
more workable and softer.
Dave,
And
get him out of the chicken fest.
Here, Bubba.
if you add compost and stuff, I think the next year they would do very well.
Yeah.
Pull some more of the rocks out. I think this soil here would be really good for potatoes, honestly. So, with some added compost.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And maybe plow it up really good, plow it up deep so it's looser.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
And
the
then do
problem. I mean, this was so hard over here. But, when Dave was digging it up, it was a lot loamier, I think.
Yeah.
I call it.
Yeah,
So,
so it wasn't a complete fail, but it wasn't a complete success. We're going to put more dirt on that one bucket.
Maintaining them is good, too.
Yeah.
And not letting the weeds grow all over them and just
Only 10
letting
feet
them
tall.
go. So.
Yeah, and so my rows didn't produce anything really, so this was kind of mostly all from those tires. So it's the dark red Norland on the left, the Gold Rush on the right, and that was pretty much all from tires, or the 2 tires. So the tires actually didn't do too bad when you compare the amount of potatoes we got to the small space they were in. But this is Growing Homeway Acres. Thank you for watching. Please
Thanks for
like,
watching.
share, subscribe, and we'll see you later.
God bless.
Bye.